Hi students, I hope you are all doing well. Please stay at home, be healthy. I'm glad that you all responded to the quiz and enjoyed the game. So I expect the same from you for all the classes. Okay, so today we are going to see the same lesson, operating system, but the contents are different. Okay, let us see what are the topics are given for operating system. First, we are going to see what is an operating system. Second, booting process. Third, operating system as an interface. Okay, so before getting into the topic, we should know the basics of operating system. What is an operating system? So in the name itself, we can say it is operating, it is functioning something inside the system. That's why it is named as operating system. Anything, whatever it does inside the system, it is called operating system. Only he is acting as a manager in between the user and hardware and is performing the actions. So those actions will be monitored by operating system. Now we'll see the definition for operating system. So it is one type of system software. So in previous session we saw the types of system software, right? So in that system software, this is the most important type, operating system, which controls and coordinates the operations of computer system. He is a controller who is going to receive the instructions from user and he will translate that information into machine language. That's why it is called as operating system. And now we'll see what it does. It provides interaction between the user and computer. Whatever you access through mouse, keyboard, anything you access, those information will be received by operating system. The same vice versa. It is going to convert the information which is given by the computer to the user. So where it will be installed, this operating system, exactly where it is located. It is located or it is stored. It is installed on the hard disk. So if you have some external hard disk or storage device, even you can store in that. So it is the first program to be executed on the computer. Once you switch on your computer, the very first program to be operate means the very first program to be executed is operating system. Let us see through illustrations now. So I'm going to show you a video related to operating system, how it is named as operating system. Let me play the video for you now. Just keenly watch. We need to perform so many tasks. How do operating system work? Computers are used for so many different tasks. Playing games, watching videos, performing some presentations and calculations, communicating, collaborating in medical field, everywhere. Computers today are different, which is a combination of hardware and software. So there is one program that brings all together. We call it as operating system. To consider what the operating system is, let's go back in the time to the invention of digital computers. So they could handle around 5,000 complex calculations per second. Impressive for the time. But today's supercomputers perform nearly 34 trillion calculations per second. Programs were written on punch cards, pieces of cardboard with holes. These were fed into the cards, the central processing unit, and enabled the earliest form of computer batch processing. They will be punched means entered into a machine. Their job was to correct jams in schedule when the next program could be run. As computer became faster, they were able to process punch card tasks quicker than the cards could be fed in. There was another problem. When computer use different computers resources, that is the components within them, such as RAM and the devices attached to them, such as printers, we are all different from one another. A programmer had to write very different programs specific to machine it would be running on. That was a problem. Was this card or that card? You will be confused. It's all getting a bit complicated, isn't it? The solution was to write a brilliant piece of software called an operating system. The OS would take over the task common to many programs, responsible for common tasks, controls hardware. They manage and allocate resources and provide an interface for the user. Turn on that computer and we'll see what happens. Now, if you switch on the computer, an OS is one of the first programs that runs when a computer is turned on. Most programs start the same way. The computer issues lines of code as commands to prepare all the important elements like the screen and the network. The operating system holds the collection of all the common commands and segments them, rather like putting them into a library. So now, by looking that video, what did you understand? So OS is going to perform all the tasks whichever it is given in the system. Draw window, draw image, connect to LAN, connect to WAN, presentations, and doing multiple tasks, taking printout, typing and document, everything will be controlled by this operating system so that it will be very easy for the user to interact with the computer. That is why we need operating system software to work in a computer. Without an operating system, you cannot perform in a computer system. So now we are going to see how an operating system acts as an interface. User uses an application software to send instructions. An operating system receives all the instructions and passes to the hardware devices. Let us see through some illustration. And look at here, first thing is user is going to give some instructions through an application here. So first let us see through user interaction. User is going to, for example, we'll take user is going to type a document. What he is going to do, he will just use with the help of mouse, he will click on to MS Word document, and then that MS Word document is one type of application software. He is going to type a document through keyboard. So this mouse and keyboard is doing some actions. Those actions will be displayed for you on the screen. How it is displaying? First it will be received by operating system. User is going to take MS Word document, and that document is one type of application software, and operating system is displaying you the content whatever you type on the screen. Before before typing the content for you on the screen, it will just receive the instructions and it will convert that instructions through machine understanding language, and then it will be transferred back for you through application software as user understandable language. This is how this operating system is acting an intermediator between the user and the hardware. Hardware is nothing but your mouse, keyboard, and all those devices which is attached to the computer. So anything you just give, that will be given only through hardware, and in between the hardware and user, that is some function going on. That function that operations is handled by nothing but operating system. He is acting as an intermediator, he is acting as a manager and controller who controls, who converts, who translates all those things from user to computer, and that will be in return translated again and given to us. So this is how the user and hardware work. So the operating system is acting as an interface in between the user and hardware. Now you understood, right? Anything you perform, then that instructions in between will be received by operating system, and then it will be transferred to us in human understandable language. That action is done by operating system. He will be in between converting the informations to us and transfer it back to us. Okay, now you all understood operating system acts as an interface. Okay, now we'll see another illustration. So look at this illustration. Can you see the devices given here? Yes. So the first devices which we are going to access is hardware components. So what are all hardware components? You would have learned it earlier. So here this is RAM, random access memory. This is our disk, which you can say any external storage devices, and this is your central processing unit, and this is mouse, and this is your keyboard. So these are all the hardware components. Using this any one of the component, I'm going to access the operating system now. So if I want to work on any application software, so I will take any one of the component. With the help of the component, I'm going to access the application. So what do I need? I will take first mouse. So using the mouse, I'm going to operate first inside the computer. So I'll take mouse. If I want to click on some folder, so to click on some folder, what do I need first? I need desktop with some folders. So to display the desktop for me, I need some operating system. Without an operating system, can the system perform? No. So we are going to install the operating system first, and that operating system is going to display me the screen on the computer. Once the screen is visible for me, I can access whatever the applications I need. So I'm going to use any one of the operating system which is suitable for my computer, and I'm going to take any one software like Windows, Android. Android will be used in mobile phones, and your Apple, iOS, any software which is adaptable for my computer, I can take that and I'll install it. After installing, what happens? That will display for me the desktop screen, or all these softwares will be invoked. So now I'm going to access any one of the application. User is going to take any one of the component first. Using the component, I'm going to take some operating system for my computer, and component is going to just click on the folder. So this operating system will be invisible. Once you install, everything is done. Only the screen will be displayed for you. You cannot see whatever is happening in between the user and the hardware. So hardware is going to just click on the folders which is called applications. Anything you access inside the computer, those applications, we can call it as some software, application software. Now this is one type of software, this is music, and this is word applications, this is database, this is internet browser. So anything you want, you can access, and those softwares we call it as applications. Now hardware, using mouse, I'm going to click on MS Word document. So operating system is acting in between. So through this operating system only I can access this MS Word. Once I open this MS Word, can it perform on its own? No. So we need user. So user is going to use the application for printing a document or typing a letter, anything according to his requirements. So this is the another application which can elaborately tell how you operating system acts as an interface, right? Now we are going to see what is booting process. Now you know what is an operating system and how it acts as an interface. Now let us see booting process. Okay, so booting process. First, once you switch on your computer, to operate on computer, to play game or to watch any movies or to watch something, anything you perform inside this computer, what do you have to do first? You have to click on the CPU button. So once you switch on the CPU button, the computer automatically invokes the operating system software, and that software will invoke all the folders in your desktop or in your computer. Once again, I'll repeat, booting process is a loading process. Loading up the operating system files onto the computer, we call it as booting process. Once the power is switched on, once the CPU is switched on, the booting process activates. It activates the operating system into your computer. Once the operating system is invoked, you can work on all the application software which is installed inside your computer. So let us see through some definition now. A booting is the initial set of operations that a computer system performs when electrical power is switched on. And let us see the next definition for this. The process begins when the computer that has been turned off is re-energized. Once you switch on the computer, what happens? It is just boosting up. It is re-energized, and hence when the computer is ready to perform its normal operation. So now you know what is booting process also. Once you switch on the computer, it will be loading up all the files to your computer, and then you can work on it. Let us see some illustrations for booting process, how it looks like. Can you see here? Once you switch on your computer, this is the first screen you can see in your desktop. First, it will load whatever the operating system you installed, either Windows or you can say Linux or Ubuntu, any operating system you installed in your computer. The loading page will be for you like this. It will be loading. And next example for booting process is, see here, once you switch on your computer, if you have a Windows, it will show you a loading option like this. And now it is time for reviewing all the contents whatever we saw today. So summary: operating system is an interface between the user and software. What is an operating system? It acts as an interface between the user and software. And next one is booting process. Booting process is nothing but loading up the operating system files onto the computer. We call it as booting. So now you all understood what is an operating system, how it acts as an interface, and what is booting process.